And it's 45 minutes?
Is this on time?
Like, make sure it's not on time.
No, it's not a time lapse.
You should also put on do not disturb in case someone calls you so it doesn't pause the whole.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
my
gosh,
You
imagine.
can't really like see everyone though. I'm telling you, this is like a weird
I
angle.
think it's chill.
I think it's fun.
Alright, alright.
Wait, put do
I
not
like
disturb
it.
on Loki.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good idea.
That's a good idea. Alright.
Okay. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is Charlotte, and I'll be moderating today's focus group as part of the class research project. The purpose of today's discussion is to better understand students' experiences with off-campus housing in Boulder, specifically related to four-star realty, including housing promotions, pricing, communication, and how those factors compare to students' actual lived experiences. There are no right or wrong answers. We're really interested in hearing your honest thoughts, opinions, and experiences, including both positive and negative. You are all the experts here, and your input is incredibly valuable to our research. Okay, informed consent. Before we begin, I want to quickly go over the informed consent form. This explains the purpose of the study, how your responses will be used, and your rights as a participant. Your participation is completely voluntary, and you may choose not to answer any questions or stop participating at any time. Please take a moment to review and sign the form if you haven't already. Okay, ground rules. Before we start, I just want to go over a few quick ground rules to help the discussion run smoothly. We want you to do the talking. We'd love to hear from everyone, so I may call on you if we haven't heard from you in a while. There are no right or wrong answers. Everyone's experiences are valid, and we encourage different opinions, even if you disagree with others. What is said in this room stays here. We ask that everyone respects each other's privacy so people feel comfortable sharing openly. This session will be recorded. The recording is only for the research purposes, so we can accurately capture your responses. No names will be used in our report. Okay, so first we're gonna do an icebreaker. Let's start with a quick introduction. Everyone please share your name, age, and where you are from, and what you're studying.
My name's Ellie. What was the next question?
Do I have to answer?
Age.
Oh, my name's Ellie. I'm 19. I'm from New York, and I'm studying media production.
Mine is Sue.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, I'm Jaden. I am 21. I'm from San Francisco, and I'm actually gonna be the spectator, so I won't be speaking much today.
My name's EJ, I'm 21, I'm from Boston, and I'm a business analytics major.
My name's Ari. I'm from Chicago. I'm 19, and I'm a StratCom major.
I'm Stella. I'm 19. I'm from Michigan, and I'm also a StratCom major.
I'm Lydia. I'm 20. I'm from Denver, and I'm a StratCom major.
Oh, I'm Tessa. I'm 19. I'm from Florida, and I'm also going to be a moderator or assistant, so I'm not going to be talking much.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna start off with the first question. Please briefly describe your current living situation. Anyone could, yeah.
So I live with Stella. She's one of my roommates, same with Charlotte. We are in an apartment building called the Mansions in a basement. It's horrible. It's 4-star, like runs it, manages it, whatever.
My
It
sister sold it to Carter.
sold it after a lot of issues occurred, but yeah, we're staying strong.
I live on a house with Tessa and Ellie on 14th Street, and it's a great house, but honestly, it's really run down. But it's an old house, and the housing in Boulder is really limited, so we didn't have many options, but also we were handed down this house. We had a, what was it called, a transfer,
Transfer.
Like a lease
we had a
transfer.
lease transfer, occupancy transfer. So for us, it was actually a really difficult experience because we were like, for like our security deposits, that was between us and other 20-year-old girls. So that was a really messy situation. And next year, we're living in a place called Lofts where it's better because it's not a transfer. So yeah, but I mean, I love our house, but it's definitely super run down, and 4-star who owns the home is super hard to get in contact with, and things break all the time.
Blake.
Like,
I live in a 4-person kind of apartment-esque building down by Pearl. It's a really nice location. The price is honestly really good for the place that we have. We just have a lot of issues, and oftentimes when I put in a maintenance request, I don't get someone to show up for like 2 weeks.
Is it Olive?
No,
What's it called?
there's no like name to it.
Where is it?
It's on Walnut and Pearl.
Okay.
Do you guys live together?
No,
It's a nice location.
Oh,
it is a really nice location.
Yeah.
Can you briefly describe what you do not like about your currently living situation? Like, what issues specifically do you have? What do you not enjoy about living there? What do you not like about the house or apartment outside of the individuals that you are living with?
Well, I was gonna talk about the individuals, but okay, one thing I really don't like about the apartment, like Lydia said, we're in the basement, and it can get really like dark and depressing down there, not much natural sunlight. Also, I feel like we'll get more into this later, but they don't maintain like the building how they should. Like we had mold issues and like all these things, and it's just not like a great place to live. Same issue with the maintenance. It takes a while to get the maintenance people in.
Kind of same what Ari said, it's just a little rundown, like everything's just a little gross. And they also, this year, it's a 6-person house, but they made us live with 7 and then also raise the rent. So it just like didn't make sense. And the 7th room is like a closet.
Yeah, I'd say the room disparity, like there's really big rooms, really small rooms, like a big difference of the best room, the worst room. And the walls seem super thin in our house. And then honestly, just like we've had a broken laundry machine, washing machine, the whole entire year. We have lucky to have 2 washers and 2 dryers, but the washer, we've tried to get fixed since day 1 and it's still not fixed.
Oh
Damn.
my god.
so what do you do?
Well, we have 2 washers and 2 dryers, so one of the washers
Oh,
works.
okay.
Wait, do you guys send in a lot of requests?
Like-
Nah.
I'll probably talk about it later. Anyway, no more questions. It's been this whole time.
What are the most important factors when choosing where to live and who to lease under?
I think like it's more location. I think for everybody, like you're going to look at where everybody's kind of looking. I mean, for us, we kind of looked at somewhere that's close to the hill and close to campus because you don't want to be commuting into campus almost every day. I also think it's really hard to find a good spot in Boulder. It is, like with rent and everything. So I know for us, like for this coming next year we're living in the lofts with them, just a different unit. We were just looking for a place that's not in the basement and not in disrepair and
Yeah.
like having issues.
I think like especially in Boulder, a lot of people they aren't as much worried about who they're renting under because that's kind of gonna be like shitty no matter what. They more are looking for like a great location and what works best for them. There's like no good realty companies around here. They all stop.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Agree. Location, outdoor space is really important to us.
Yeah.
But we have that with lofts. But yeah, anything to be on the hill.
But yeah, definitely location and price. Like I lived, my 2 years before I lived on like 17th on the hill, which I really liked, especially being like underage. But now that me and my friends, we turned 21, we all like wanted to kind of live down by Pearl. So that like location definitely is
Yeah.
very important.
So how long's your walk to like campus?
It would be like a 30-minute walk, 30-minute walk. But I bought like an e-bike, so I
Oh.
get there in like 5 minutes.
Alright,
It's so
easy.
nice.
Yeah.
So did you feel like you were stuck with few options and didn't really have a choice with 4-star as it has been known to?
Totally. I mean,
Yeah.
if it weren't for our house being passed down, we would have taken like anything
Yeah.
we ever got. So yeah.
I also think even like our experience when we went into 4-star, they weren't very helpful. They were kind of like, you either make a decision now or we're gonna have to give it to somebody else. Like, I feel like you don't see that anywhere else in any other city. They're gonna try and help you or give you other properties to look at. When we were looking at the lofts, we're kind of just like, you either sign out or we're gonna give it up to someone else. Like, good luck to you. And I feel like you don't want that when you're trying to look for a place that you want to be living. That's like doesn't have issues going on with it, and you want to like be able to trust the people that you're leasing from. And I don't think that gives you the ability to trust people who are giving you a house just because they need to sell or like rent it out to you.
Yeah,
I
I
also-
totally agree with
I
that.
think part of that is because it's like we are all students and like they know that like they would have found people to rent those apartments out. it's not like we're like married and like paying a lot for these realtors to help us out, you know what I
Like, it's a
mean?
lot easier to
They're
screw
very
over.
much like they'll still buy it if we act like this. So I feel like just like the idea that we're students, we get treated more disrespectfully, and like they aren't as like urgent to come to like what we need, if that makes sense.
I had actually originally re-signed my place on 17, and then this place that I'm living in now like popped up. When my buddy was like always trying to get us out because he didn't really like the house and his room, especially in our last place. And he was like, this place just popped up, and it was probably like the beginning of March or the end of February. And he's like, this place on 4-star just popped up. Like, look at it, it's such a good deal, it's such a good place, and like it checked all of our boxes, and we're like, let's do it. And we then subleased our place that we'd re-signed, and then now living there. So like ours popped up super late, and we were like, this is way too good of a deal. Like we got to do it. So
Yeah.
So do you guys think 4-star takes advantage if that were college students?
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like that's kind of what.
I also feel like, especially with us, like we'd go in and they would say something, and then the next day they'd be like, we never said that, and we were like, what are you saying? Like they would switch up their answers like every day.
Also, typically when you're like working with a house, you have one realtor that you're like assigned to, and it's not like that. Like even if you try and like get in contact with someone who's like been helping you and you've been following up with, or like that's not like my singular job
Yeah.
to be with you and your property.
That's a
which
good
is
point.
Really strange.
Remember, I got that guy's number and that helped. One of them gave me his
Yeah.
number, and like that
Like,
was is that his
Probably.
name? No.
It's like a Ryan Boggs movie.
Yeah, but that helped. I was just like texting him personally. But you're right.
Yeah.
That's how it just should be.
So what was your biggest challenge in finding like your current or like next year living situation?
I think we just all wanted something that worked for all of us. I mean, there's a lot of us girls that wanted to live together, slash in the same area. So I feel like that took a lot of time to like settle who's living with who, what do we want to do, where do we want to be. I feel like that was part of the hardest thing, and just the way that the housing is ran here, that makes it 10 times harder to find somewhere. I mean, we camped outside for a night at Boulder.
yeah, I would say for us, like we tried to live in the house we're living in now, but they screwed us over by saying that we then needed an 8th person to live in a 6-person house. So our house went from 6 people to 7 people to 8 people. And so that was like the first bump in the road, and then the second bump in the road was like accepting that we're not gonna live there because it was too hard to put all the pieces together. And then same as Stella, finding a place with a good price, location, that we can all be together.
So can you guys explain the biggest issues you've had in detail?
Oh.
I know ours for
I know
sure
ours.
is
Should we go?
when we first moved into our apartment, we were like, oh, like, it's gonna be great move in. We're like, oh, it's in the basement, there's no light, there's no windows. Like, one of our roommates literally lives in like a little box that doesn't have a window in it. And we're living there for a bit, and then one day we pull the couch out and there's like mold covering the entire, behind all of the, like, the whole entire wall. And we're like, this is an issue. We've been living with mold all over our couch and on the walls. There was mold in the toilets in our apartment, mold in the showers.
In
I
the
think
vents.
genuinely, everywhere.
Yeah.
And we had to call we had to put in tons of maintenance requests. They didn't really help us. They went on for like, I would say a week or
It
two
took
with
so
mold
long.
everywhere.
There was mold
Yeah.
all over our couch. They were like, "We'll replace your couch." They bring us like a 2-cushioner. And it's like actually the most uncomfortable
plastic,
thing
it's
ever. It's
plastic.
plastic. Like, why would we buy another couch in a moldy basement?
They like had to
And
renovate the like wall.
They tore
They
apart our
take out
wall
the
for 2
wall.
days. We're like looking into like
There was soil and mushrooms.
There's
in the wall.
mushrooms and dirt
inside
in
of
this
this
wall.
wall. It's just soil. It's like a like blank space in the building, right? Like the upstairs goes out further than the basement. It's just like this like unfinished area with like soil on the floor, and there's a leak coming from upstairs, so it's just like dripping on our wall. And more detail for this, because you said in detail. 2 of our guy friends, their house flooded, so they were living with us at the time. one of them was sleeping on our couch, sniffing in the mold all night. And so like a month later, we're like, maybe we should clean under the couch. Like, we haven't done that yet. So we pull the couch and we're like, literally, guys, you've never seen anything like
Like we have
it.
photos, it's so
Furry mold. Like it's like coming out this far
like
from the
big
wall.
patches of
Like
it
patches.
too.
Like you
Was he like sick during that time?
No, but that's the thing.
we
is
were
'cause,
all
like,
sick and grumpy and we were like, why do we all hate each
And
other?
because like mold is like a dangerous thing. Like
Yeah.
mold is bad, obviously. And we're like, okay, like it's not that bad. Then you look it up and it like can cause fatigue, sickness, like headaches, like
We're like, well, it's
yeah,
all
like-
it's all adding up now.
yeah, it was horrible. And then also now that they fixed
We have
it,
goo
we have
coming
goo
out of
coming
it.
out of our floor.
It's like the like it's some like
From the
glue or something.
like we don't know what it is, but like
It's so gross.
Oh, there was also water leaking out of our wall.
Oh, I
Out of
had,
our
I, had, I had a
ceilings.
ceiling in, I had a leak in my bathroom the other week. Yeah, he's getting a lot of notes
And
right now.
it's not the fact that they're like, yeah, there's issues that come with houses. It's the fact that they don't address it that day. Like, okay, her ceiling's leaking. They're like, we'll send someone the next week to help your ceiling
Yeah.
not leaking.
I'm like spam calling them. They come the next day and they're like, well, it's not leaking anymore and it's not wet.
Yeah,
So if it
it's-
starts leaking again, call us back during the hours we're open. I was like,
yeah.
thanks.
We also have a
Hey,
problem
That
with
was
our
the
doors
first day we
locking.
moved in.
Like
the
our doors will
bathroom.
lock and none of the
Yeah.
keys work to our doors. So I
So
had
like,
to like
we'll like shut our door to leave for the day and then we come back and
and we're
we're, like,
locked out.
we're locked
And
out.
I had to like punch the door down so it like completely broke the frame.
My boyfriend like kicked my door down and like it's horrible.
We haven't gotten that fixed.
Mm.
Like our doors aren't
Do you
meant
not
to be
know
locked.
about our
No.
locking
And
doors?
they're like
So it's like if
keys.
I go to fill up my water in the kitchen or
Uh-huh.
something and I accidentally shut my door behind me, it's every once in a while I think it's just like the doorknob is broken. I don't know. But I come back and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Ryan once had to go to class with nothing, no computer, no phone. Because she literally left her room to go to the bathroom before class. And it was like, oh my god.
And they're like keys, and the keys, the bundle of keys that they gave us, none of them open our doors.
None of them work.
open doors.
I have a key on like I have a key that's like it was my room key that I was hanging on like my key fob and it's like broken. It's snapped in half. I was literally like jiggling it so much in there I snapped it.
Okay. Well, do you have? Yeah.
Um,
You guys.
What was even the question?
No, we just wanted to
Start highlight. Sorry.
It was the detail one. Explain.
Yeah.
Issues and details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my washing machine, when we first moved in, like the downstairs washing machine actually smelled like shit whenever I wash my clothes.
Oh god.
My clothes come out like reeking of like, oh my god, this is so bad. And then so we get someone to check it out. It's like, yeah, like something's wrong with it. I'll come back in like a week. I'm like, all right, whatever. Comes back in a week and he's like, all right, I think this is broken part. And this is like already like a month after like even started all this. Then he's like, it's gonna take a couple weeks for this part to get in. Part comes in and he's like, I guess it's not this right part. Like it's a different part, but like this time I've got it. It's gonna take another couple more weeks. Get this right part. Everything's gonna be fixed. He comes back. This is already now we're in like November, December. Comes back and he's like, all right, like this should be it. And he's like, let me know. Like we got his number. He's like, let me know like next couple days if it fixes your guys' issue. And then it didn't, of course. Like instead of like the water would always drain out of our washing machine, but it would smell like shit. This time the water just didn't leave the machine. It was just a pool of water, of like stinky water. And then he came back and he's like, I think it's fully broken. He's like, I think the machine's broken. I think we're gonna get you a whole new washing machine. And that's been it. And now it's February, and that was like 3 months ago when he said, "Again, this new machine."
You still don't have a
No.
machine.
So sorry.
So
Gosh.
For us, I feel like it's not even like physical things. I think it's more just like forced starting like you need an eighth roommate and like that type of stuff.
Well, I think them also just putting 7 people in a 6-person house just causes like us to make such a gross mess because the house isn't meant for 7 people. So on them and on us, it's like a combination of like house is such a mess because of how many people there are. Like one person does make a difference, but when I moved into my room, I live in the basement. There was mold on the walls, on the outside of the walls. So I got a mold test and it said that my room was fine because we were able to wipe off the mold, but like still, like I just don't think even though it was a pass down, I think every like realtor, company, whatever, should like do a walkthrough of the house to see if there's mold. Also, like we had cleaning people come and they said that there was poop on our walls when we moved in. So it's stuff like that where it's just like general.
How did I not know about
Yeah, they said there's human feces on the wall. Ooh, Spanish ladies.
We like hired
Yeah.
cleaners because also 4-star like between us moving in didn't clean the house, so it was like disgusting poop on the walls.
Yeah, they said there's human feces on the walls.
That's
There's mold on my walls, which I wiped down, but then the air test was fine. But then like once in a while, like the other day, we get a knock and I'm getting a new toilet, but like I don't know why. So there's a lack of communication where it's like, why am I getting a new toilet? This toilet's been great to me, whatever. And then, or dishwasher.
Our dishwasher does break a lot.
All the
I
time.
honestly feel like when we put a maintenance request, they are pretty quick about it for us.
But
It's like it's
sometimes
not
it can get
posted.
weird. But it's
Yeah.
also just like a super old house and
Did they clean the feces off the wall for you?
Hopefully.
The cleaners
if anything, the cleaners
So the
probably.
thing is, I feel like they're always there pretty quick for the maintenance request, but I feel like what you were saying, like, is it actually fixed?
Right,
No.
it's stuff like
Yeah,
that
it's
where it's
Like,
just like-
they never actually fix
They never
it.
did a thing. And then it's like, it gets checked off as being like someone showed up on like our maintenance, like where we
Yeah.
apply and they're like, all right, someone showed up, you're good. It's
They
like,
just want that
no,
check mark.
like no one fucking fixed our issue.
Yeah. Like my leak that I had. Like I literally like my bathroom was covered in like towels and like trash cans and I'm like calling them and they're like, well, it happens again, just give us a call. I'm like, there has to be something wrong. Like, right?
Yeah.
For it to be leaking. I don't know.
Yeah, we've
It
also
doesn't make
I
like
feel
our
like they
s-
respond slow.
Yeah, I was gonna say also our sink has been broken like how many times? Like 3, and every single time they come in and fix it, but then it re-breaks. So like you
no,
said.
me and Sophia fix it.
Oh,
You just have to tighten it.
never mind.
It's
Our
pretty
washing
sure
machine
everywhere.
our washing machine doesn't work. Our dishwasher has like mold covered all over it.
My lights turned off. They didn't come for 2 weeks to fix it.
Yeah.
In the basement.
You also have to pay.
Really? I didn't even know
Our
that.
utilities.
Oh,
It's like that bug fee was like.
that lame, bro.
Okay, how do you think 4-star could have responded better to issues that you guys had?
I don't know what actually fixed that.
I feel like they're just like rude about it. They're
Yeah.
like they come a lot of times. They're like, well, this is your fault, and we're like, what? This is just like a 20-year-old dishwasher. It's not our fault.
Yeah, also something I've noticed, they don't have like a lot of companies have like an emergency line, like my lights turned off the other day, like I'm in the basement, like I need light, like that would have been an emergency in the middle of the night, like I can't put on, if I can't use my heater, if I can't use my fan, you know what I mean, and like I live in the basement, it's cold, I need my heater.
So, yeah.
So it's stuff like that where it's like they should have an emergency line, they don't. It's just like kind of basic stuff with any.
I totally agree with that because when it's 8 p.m. and my ceiling's leaking
Yeah.
and I can't get a hold of anybody till the next morning, like that's kind of an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean when I got locked out of my room, I remember that one night, it was like right after finals, I found out like 7:30 p.m. And I like get locked down, like I'll go to my final, I come back and I call them, and then people are like, it said specifically in your lease that if you guys get locked out of your room, we cannot help with it, you're gonna have to call a locksmith. And I was like, bullshit, you know, and that's why I
You just
kicked my
Kicked
door
it
in,
open.
because I was like, I'm not gonna call a
I
locksmith
didn't know
at like
that
10:30
happened.
p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Aren't locksmiths expensive?
Yeah,
They're
and
not
like
cheap.
but the issue is like the key wouldn't work, and like the like actual lock, like because they don't match up, he probably would have had to take the entire like doorknob off.
So I
I'm
actually
trying to
don't
pick
think
it.
it's our keys. I think it's our like crappy doors.
I think
and it's
that's
the
what my mom
actual
was saying,
door
yeah.
handle because if you
Yeah.
literally are putting a key that fits all the way in and it just won't turn, like it's the door handle.
Is the door getting jammed or is it's actually the knob?
Like it's actually completely
It's
locked.
the knob, like,
Like
it
the
won't
knob
turn,
won't
like
turn.
as if
It
it's
won't
locked, but
turn.
we don't
Yeah.
lock it.
Oh, our balcony doorknob fell off, and now anyone can break into our apartment if they try.
Yeah.
Because it's a basement, we have a ladder down there.
Yeah.
Like my window looks right out there. One time there was unannounced workers down there. Who knows what they were doing? And I wake up to like 4 dudes like coming down this ladder right outside my window, and I'm like, this is not okay. I need some sort of warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes they give us warning, but
We
we
just
just never,
don't-
we get
don't
so many
answer.
emails
Yeah.
from them. We get
Okay,
so
but the
many
warning
emails.
is like the night before.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we're coming in for a tour tomorrow at this time. And it's like, sorry.
Is everyone responding?
Wait, I have to figure out this tag. I got it a couple days ago. I have to see what it was. It was from 4-Star. It was pretty funny. It was like out, and they go, "Hello, this is Caleb. Can you please confirm if your washing machine is working?" And I was like, "Yeah, it hasn't worked for like 6 months." Like, so I just thought that was so funny. It was like the first they talked about it, like it forever, and then I was like, "Yeah, it doesn't work."
No,
It's
it
February. It's February. It's
Have
February.
you
it
guys
still
come
doesn't
in
work.
and fix it?
Yeah,
Like,
Did you
don't-
respond to that?
I responded, "Yeah, it doesn't work. It hasn't worked for months."
Gosh.
Okay, do you think that leasing and living in a home from 4-Star has had an impact on your well-being?
Yes.
Like a negative impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, has it impacted your physical or mental health?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. If it's
How
nice
so?
and like 80 degrees out and we have mold covering our apartment and goo coming out of our floors, like you
When-
don't want to come back to that.
I'm hanging out in my room at like 3 p.m. and I get no sunlight, and then I walk outside and I'm shocked it's light out. That's kind of depressing. Like, actually,
Or
I get
you-
shocked by the
yeah.
time.
You go take a shower and your ceiling's like gushing water. Yeah, it feels not the
When our
best.
heater didn't work, so it was cold water.
Oh gosh, our heater didn't work.
Yeah, that was just
worse.
us. We needed to flip a button.
That is
Damn, the ranch is worse than I thought.
Yeah, it doesn't
We
feel
kind
so
of
pretty from the
do.
outside. You'd think it would be like that. No, it's
Like
not.
honestly, no.
Like not necessarily, but I would say that like it caused some conflict with like my parents with like our like crazy utilities that are like 1,000
Yeah.
one month and 3,000 the next month. So like
Yeah,
that was
that's
stressful. That was more so in the
guys.
beginning of the year
We
because
should talk about that
my
more.
parents were like really unfamiliar with like what the financial situation of the house was because every time we talked to 4-Star they gave us different numbers, which was a really big problem. But I wouldn't really say like physical or mental.
based on like our living,
Yeah.
but
I would say mine's pretty good this year. I feel like I'm in a better, even though it's 4-Star, I feel like I'm in a better living situation than my place was. My place last year was like god awful. But that wasn't through 4-Star, so I'll talk about that. But like this year, honestly, it's pretty good, more or less. So things are good.
How do you feel about the current rent you pay per month?
it's like super high.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. My brother went to University of Denver and paid like half what I paid for a great place, and
My friends who go to
Same
other
with
schools
people.
pay like $800 a month, and then I saw them and they were like, "That's fucking crazy."
yeah,
I think like rent obviously extremely high in Boulder, but it also is Boulder. Like if you're buying a house in Boulder, it's gonna be overpriced. If you're gonna buy anything in Boulder, it's gonna be overpriced just because of like the location. So I do think they like overcharge, but I think it also is like everybody in Boulder is overcharging
Yeah.
for rent and
And they
housing.
totally can. It's like
Yeah.
the same thing like a ski resort can charge you $15 for a hot dog. Like
Yeah.
you kind of need the food. You need a house.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
people will
That's
pay
a
for
Supply
it.
and demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's weird because my place is very reasonably affordable, and like I think they realized that for next year because like a bunch of my buddies are taking it from us, and they upped it like $180 per person
Yeah.
to live there next year. And I was like, okay, like that,
Yeah.
this price that they're giving now makes way more sense than like the price I pay.
yeah.
Well, that's the crazy part. They made us add a person and up the rent.
Yeah, that's
Which
crazy.
is like what?
It's like a price you guys wouldn't want to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had to make any big trade-offs to afford living under 4-Star?
Trade-offs.
Like personal trade-offs. Like, have you had to do something? Have you had to like take up a job? Have you had to do anything to kind of afford your living in Boulder through 4-Star?
No.
Be a really nice daughter.
I think maybe also especially because like I don't know what you guys pay necessarily, but I guess like for us now we're going to go and live under 4-Star in the lofts. My parents were like, wait, this is like $500 more than we're paying right
Yeah.
now. Like they were kind of like, what the fuck are you doing?
They
Like,
put
why
up
would you
rent
choose-
a lot.
Yeah, and so I feel like they know, like you said, supply and demand. I think they know like people are gonna pay it because they want to live in like a good location in a decent place.
Especially with the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what would you keep the same about 4-Star? Like, what are their strengths that you like?
Ooh, I literally don't think they have any.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any strengths.
Yeah.
The only thing that's convenient is that their office is on the hill, and
I
if
was
you
just
actually
gonna
want
say.
something,
I was gonna say their
if you
opposite.
actually want to like try and approach to get something done. Like the only times it's worked is if you physically walk in there. Like when my dad is like, hey, figure this out for me, get this number right. I'm like, I'll call, and he goes, no, it's down the block, go. So I would say that's the only strength they have, but that's not even a strength that they're really providing.
They like, I don't know if you they had a lawsuit brought up against them like a couple of years ago because they were overcharging tenants on like stuff that they broke that they didn't break that was already broken when they think. I think like, I don't know how many residents came forward, but they got into a lawsuit, and that's why they, I think, gave up the mansions, it was said, to Cardinal because they were just having a lot of.
It was like a multi-million dollar payout.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of money.
Because people were like, we didn't break this.
Yeah,
Why
they
are you
were like-
charging us $800
Yeah,
for
they would
like,
take off a lot of your security deposit
Yeah.
because of shit that was like, oh, broken when you didn't break it.
So what are their weaknesses? What could be an opportunity for growth or change for 4-Star?
I feel like being more communicative with their like residents and their stuff, like, and actually coming in like following through with their actions. Like if you're gonna sign a lease and like you have feces on your wall, like they should be like, we're sending someone like ASAP, that's not okay. That also builds like trust with people who are paying you as much money as we're paying you.
I agree.
Yeah, I would say communication. Also, I really think it would like make such a difference if there was one realtor per
Yeah.
property.
More organized.
Yeah, the organization, just like the whole process in general of like what it's like to look for a house, go see the house, show interest in the house, like sign a lease for a house, and also like just like the communication through the past tenants too. Yeah.
Do you guys think there are a lot of problems that stem from the rundown properties? Like they should be making sure they're up to date before they're
Yeah.
letting people live in them?
Yeah, because like where we live, it's like 4-Star isn't making that price, it's the person who owns the place makes that price and then gives it to 4-Star. So like these people, like they're scumbags, like our house is a piece of shit and it's so expensive, but they're like, it's supply and demand, they know we're gonna pay for it, but like at the end of the day, like our house is slanted, like they should like fix something, you know what I mean? Like anyone who owns a house, if you're a good person, like you would be fixing that stuff, so I just think they're using college students.
Yeah. Totally. Do you think each of your situations has put a strain on relationships with your family members or like your roommates?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Anyone care to elaborate a little more?
Not my like family members, but I feel like at the beginning of the year when we had like all those mold issues, we were all just like very angry. Not necessarily with each other, but we were very like comfortable with each other where we just like all take it out on each other, and like that was not good for our friendships, I don't think. But with my family, I'd say they were more like supportive for me. Like, I feel bad you're going through this, you know what I mean? I don't think it harmed my relationship with them at all.
I also think like when you live with other people, like where you live plays a big factor on like how you feel throughout the day. So when you come back and you're not happy with your room, any sort of situation, because you have to spend the most amount of time that you're sleeping there, you're waking up in that room. I think when that place is like unhappy, it causes a lot of stress on like other factors too, because it's like not a home, it's like some place that you don't want to be in. So like I agree with you when you were like the mold issue, like we were all already like, we're starting the school year, we're having to do this and this, getting back into the swing of things, and then coming back to a place that's like filled with mold, and you're like, what am I supposed to do about this? It like doesn't make you happy, it doesn't make you in a good mood.
Yeah, totally. So how important do you think it is to have a good leasing company when living on your own for the first time?
Very.
Very.
But
I
you
mean-
guys want to elaborate?
It's very important, but also like I find comfort in knowing that like whatever I do next will be easier than this.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
Which
my-
is kind of a messed
Should only go
up
up
train of
from
thought.
there.
You're good.
My girlfriend right now has like an individual, like a small, like single person ran like leaser, and she like loves it. Like shit gets immediately fixed. All problems are always solved, and like they're always super like, I don't know. She's like, oh, like I may be a couple days late on payment. They're like, oh, no worries, just like get it in. And it's just like stuff like that, super easy. But then when you're working with a big company, that all they do is like want every single student in Boulder's money as much as they possibly can. It just like creates problems, so.
Does she live in Boulder?
Yeah.
Where?
She lives on like Marine and like 9th. It's a little like far down, but
Okay, I know, yeah.
yeah, like it's definitely not the most, it's a little expensive, but still, just like the care that she gets for her place,
It's a lot
is-
better
yeah,
than
it's
someone would get from
100%.
I also think it's hard, like, when you're first figuring out how to, like, find an apartment by yourself, you're not with, like, your parents, like, the one thing you should have is, like, feel like you can trust the people that you're leasing from. I don't think you get that a lot with Boulder property management's, like, anywhere, like, 4-star, whatever else. And I think that's hard, cause, like, at least us going in and signing, like, lease, like, it was super weird to me that, like, my parents didn't exactly know, like, every single detail of our lease. Like, we were like, oh, I think we're gonna sign on this, and like, did you look at this, and this, and I'm like, no, I didn't know I had to do that.
Like they literally made us sign on the spot, and then
Yes.
my parents were like, "Why would you ever do
Exactly.
that?"
And it's
I
like-
was
and
I was
it's-
like, "My bad."
And it's like November of freshman
Yes.
year,
Yeah,
And you have no idea
like
what you're
18-year-olds
doing.
shouldn't be like
Yes.
signing for a house.
signing off like $18,000 per person leases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when you have to put that first down payment. I remember when we first all decided we were living in the mansions, and I was like, okay, this is our down payment. My mom was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
like, did
they're
you
like,
look
they're
at
like,
any of
they're like,
this?
can we have
Lost our
$4,000?
Yeah, literally.
It
We're
was-
like, okay.
yeah.
It's actually kind of funny when you think about it.
So do you believe when any of your parents get involved, 4-star tends to act more professional?
Like slightly, but like not even.
Yeah. I think a part of them like wants to be more professional for the adults, but then another part of them is like, you guys aren't the ones with their names like in the you aren't the ones with your names in the lease, and like especially like we were really getting our parents like worked up. Like your dad, like I feel like got pretty worked up about the whole mold issue, and like they would start getting involved and like they literally told our parents, they were like, this is ridiculous, we are no longer like sending you emails, only the people who are like living there. And we were all like, bro, we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like, it was kind of weird because, like, obviously we've never had mold in our, like, any place that I've ever lived. I don't know about you guys. Like, we didn't know how to go about it. Like, obviously all of us are contacting our parents, like, kind of like, what are we supposed to do about this? And when our parents got involved, they, like, at first I feel like acted a little bit more professional, like, we're gonna do this, this, and this. But then it got to a point where they're like, we're not communicating with your parents. So it's like, but how are we supposed to know what to do then if, like, when
Yeah.
our parents, like, help
Like
in
our
the
parents are
situation?
trying to get lawyers involved.
Yeah.
Like we don't really know how to do that.
I feel like it's always still like the same outcome,
Yeah.
Right.
but they might just like
Um,
follow things.
Yeah, my place last year, not through 4-star, but also through another big property management company. And like, what, it reached a point where we had so many problems, they got fixed, but it took like weeks of like no water and stuff like that. And it was like, this is awful. Then one of my friend's mom, she's like a realtor, she like called them on the phone and absolutely like gave it to them for like 45 minutes. And then they actually ended up like comping up us a bunch of money or something, I don't forget, but it was just like, she like reached a point where she's like, I'm calling them, like, I'm giving them a word. But really up until that point, like none of our parents had got involved, and it reached a point and it worked low key, so.
Yeah.
Do you think they're scared of like your parents like suing them or like?
Honestly,
Weirdly, no.
No, I feel like yeah, you could go.
You would think,
Yeah.
but they don't seem like it. I also like we keep saying, like, students need housing, and regardless of the price, and regardless of, like, if they screw people over, like, we need a place to live, and we want a place to live, and they kind of got all that.
Also, I feel like the contracts that you sign,
Yeah.
like there's so much stuff in there that it's like you wouldn't even be able
You
to
sign
sue
like
them.
50 pages of paperwork, like
It's like no
gonna,
one's actually reading that.
there's something that's like, oh, you can't do, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, problems will occur, like, you know, they're gonna find a way out no matter what. I don't think they're worried at all.
Okay, so these next questions are about future housing situations. What are the main things you will look for in your next living situation? Possibly after the one you just signed, because like,
Like in college.
or outside
Yeah.
college. Either or.
outside or inside.
Go down.
I don't really have an answer. I don't know.
For like next year, I feel like we really looked for like something not in the basement with like a pretty view, an area outside to sit, like a balcony, And then other than that, I feel like once I'm out of Boulder and like post grad, I'm gonna just like look for a good like realtor company, and then also look for like better furnishing. I feel like appliances, because I feel like they tend to break a lot in Boulder.
Yeah, like my next place at some point is gonna be after college, so it's gonna be definitely looking for something that like is more up to date than these like sort of classic on the hill Boulder ran down houses that always have issues and like always create problems. So it's like I'd rather spend an extra little bit of money and make sure it's just like at least a little bit up. It doesn't need to be like bougie modern, but just a little bit put together and nice and up to date enough that I don't think problems will occur.
Would you sign with 4-star again after college?
No.
No.
I feel like I'm kind of sad if I.
Yeah. Is there anything else regarding 4-star that we did not talk about that you believe is important for us to know?
Yes. I forgot, but my brother who goes to Denver, he lived through 4-star and it was a completely different process and like totally fine. So I think that's a weird factor, is that there was like
Like you had a better experience?
yeah, like there's an office 45 minutes away and it's ran completely differently. So that's
I feel like there's
So
some
back to
stupid-
that other question, maybe if 4-star was in like another city and they had like better reviews there, they were a lot better, ran things a lot differently, possibly.
So do you think it's 4-star or like the people working at
I think
4-star
it's
in
both.
Boulder?
I think it could also be college towns. I feel like we have more of a college town. I've never been to DU, but from what like
yeah.
my
this is
mind
definitely more of a
imagines,
college
like
town.
all the people who go to that 4-star office are students trying to get housing. Maybe at DU it could also be
It's more residential.
residential.
Yeah.
Post grads, whatever. So that could also play a big part in
I, for me personally, would just want to know, like, this might just be like a very, like, I don't know if it's like me to say this, but like, whenever we've gone to the 4-star on the hill, they all look really, really young.
No, they hire like straight
That's what I was
college.
gonna
They
say,
hire
so,
like
like,
so many
post-grad.
kids.
They're like
That's
our
what I'm
age.
Yeah.
guessing could also be the issue. I'd like to know like how many of their people are like freshly out of realtry, whatever. Because if they're not like an actual good realtor helping college kids who don't know what they're doing, like they're probably not as invested because they're like, oh, this is just a step out of college and then I'll get to another big company
Yeah.
that's like better than
Like
this.
sometimes we go and ask them questions
Yeah.
and like they wouldn't even know the answer.
Yeah,
And
so
I was
it's
like, you're 23. Like,
Yeah, no, they hire a lot of kids out of Leeds, especially
Yeah.
with the real estate program out of Leeds. They hire like so like I know
Yeah.
people with offers to work for like
Yeah, because
4-star BPM.
I remember the one guy that we were like talking to. He had like, I don't know, like, I just remember he was like so unprofessionally sitting there. He's like, do you guys want some candy? Like, there's like a basketball hoop, like a tiny one, like, at his desk. He's like, yeah, so like, this is what you can either side now or like throw in the basketball. I'm like, I don't really.
One time we went in and they were like, did you guys see the new deal at Fat Shack? We were like,
We
just
did
one
conversation.
Like,
I think it's, I don't know, I would just like to know if they're like actually good at what they do. Like,
I think we have
honestly.
funny office to work in though.
Yeah. So do you think this issue will improve in the future?
No.
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 I think it might just get
I think it's more like
No hope?
4-star. I think at first when after they got sued after the lawsuit thing, they like supposedly got way better, but now that like especially since I've been here, like when Dion came in after my freshman year, the housing got way worse. They got like the school got more inflated, prices got way more inflated, and I think overall quality has just gone down and pricing's gone way up, especially with Dion.
Damn. Dion.
Well, thank you guys all for answering these questions. I think that kind of wraps it up and we got enough information from all of you. Obviously, we don't understand that no one's really had the best experience. So we take that into consideration and it'll be in our project.